What up, bitches? It's the misanthropic one, aka he who hungers, and I'm back up in this bitch for another rant. So, came to my attention that here in Jersey, legislation is trying to pass a law prohibiting texting while walking. They say that texting while walking, you become a hazard, which I do agree with, because a lot of motherfuckers are very they become very distracted. People, walk into other people and shit like that. They're saying that the result of being charged with texting while walking is they're saying that it's a $50 fine, and or you could be imprisoned for up to 15 days. Now, my opinion of this is, I think that it's sort of bullshit. I think that people that text while they walk, first of all, I've said this before, I think society has become very impersonable. Like no one, you go out on a date with some of these females and their face is stuck in the phone, they're looking down, they're not even looking at you while they're talking. So, I do feel, that a lot of people are just fucking distracted. They need fucking attention. I feel this, texting while, oh, by the way, there is a town, I believe it's Fort Lee, that texting while jaywalking, that I understand. You could be fined for that. I'm not sure what the stipulations on that are, but, or ramifications, I should say. But, Fort Lee, I believe, has texting while jaywalking. That I agree with, but texting while walking, meaning like you could just be on a fucking sidewalk or anything like that, I don't believe you should be fined for that, only because, look, I'm guilty of this shit. Like, someone will text me, like, for example, a friend of mine will be in his house, saying, oh, are you dropping by later? He'll send me a text. Yeah, and I'll just text him, I'll be by at 5 o'clock or some shit like that. So, and what if a cop happens to be walking by at that point or driving by? I don't think I should be subject to a fine for responding to a text. I think that's stupid. You could go down a million different situations to why you're texting. Now, on the flip side, you got these dudes, like I said, that have their faces buried in that fucking cell phone, that they'll walk around and they'll be tripping over cracks in the sidewalk, or they'll be running into lampposts and shit like that. Listen, I believe that they are responsible for their own penalty. In a sense, what I mean is, if they're walking around and they're texting and they run into a pole, hey, listen, the embarrassment enough is a penalty. That I think that should be less than enough. I mean, for those that forgot, don't you remember there was a video of some stupid bitch that went viral, that she was walking in a mall texting and she fell into the fountain. She fell into the pool that was coming from the fountain, which is funny as fuck. I mean, me personally, like I said, I am guilty of doing this shit. But what I do is, if I'm walking and texting anywhere outside my house, I always look up. Like every 1-2 seconds, I like to check my peripheral area. I like to look up and see what's going on around me. I like to have situational awareness. But I know a lot of people they don't do that. They just like to sit and fucking, you know, they're glued to that goddamn phone, you know. And I even read that some of this texting while walking has led to fatalities. In that case, yeah, you know what? That's why I do agree with this law. That's where I do agree with it. If there is a fatality that comes out of it, then tag them with that. But I do believe cops have more important things to do than to look out on the sidewalk and see who's texting. I believe that's a waste of time. I do believe that this is just one of those laws that, you know, will go on the books that, you know, if you're an asshole, like if the cops know who the fuck you are and you're an asshole and they run into you, they could just tag you with something to inconvenience you. That's what I believe this is, you know? So, if that's the case, I really don't give a fuck. But I don't think that cops should take it that serious, that where they're running around and looking to hit people with this. I think it's a waste of time. That there's more pressing issues to worry about than a fucking guy walking on the sidewalk and texting. That's the way I feel. Let these motherfuckers keep doing that shit. You know, I believe, like, again, like I said, if a motherfucker runs into a pole, not paying attention to where he's going, the embarrassment should be penalty enough. If a motherfucker walks into a street, you know, and gets hit by a car, and he's walking and texting, and the driver doesn't die, like, if he dies, nothing should happen. If he lives, nothing should happen either. He was walking and texting. That's the penalty. But it's not my world. I wish it was. Or else a lot of things will be different around here. Anyway, y'all know the deal. Leave your love, leave your hate, most of all subscribe. That's it. Peace, bitches.